Hi guys, welcome to my channel Audio Video Me. Recently somebody asked me if I can do a video on compressor. Okay, what is a compressor? Compressor is a dynamic sound tool to reduce the dynamic range of the sound. Okay, what is dynamic range? The difference in decibels between the loudest and the quietest portion of the sound is called its dynamic range. Okay, what I mean by that, looking at this chart, let's say I say a letter and that letter is A. When I say A, it creates a sound wave, and let's say it's this sound wave. Now the middle of that sound wave is 0 dB. The loudest part of that sound wave, let's say it's plus 10 dB, and the quietest is minus 40 dB. So the difference in decibels between minus 40 dB to plus 10 dB is the dynamic range of this sound wave, and that dynamic range is 50 dB. Okay, compressors, they come in different types, and they can come as built-in inside the audio mixers like this one, or they come in as plugins inside digital work audio stations or digital audio workstations, and they become in shape of dedicated 19-inch rack units. Compressors, they have 6 main parameters or controls: threshold, ratio, attack, release, output or makeup gain, and knee. All compressors, they have a graph called curve. The x-axis is the input signal, the y-axis is the output signals. And let's start with threshold. What is threshold? Threshold is the point at which compressor is set up to take effect. Now this can be set up anywhere between minus 80 dB to 0 dB depending on the compressor. On your digital audio workstation you would see minus 50 dB to 0 dB threshold settings. Okay, when I set up threshold at minus 18 dB, then I'm telling the compressor that once the signal reaches minus 18 dB, start working. Ratio determines how much compression should be applied, or it determines the strength of the compression. Let's say if I select 2:1 and the input signal increases 2 dB above threshold point, then only half of it should be compressed and only 1 dB above threshold is output. Another example for 2:1 compression is, let's say the input signal is 8 dB above threshold point, then half of it, which is 4 dB, will be compressed and 4 dB will be output. 4:1 compression means fourth of the signal will be compressed. And there is a formula to calculate the output which is on the screen, and I've done an example as well, so have a look and you can calculate the output if you want. Attack is a time-based control that determines how fast the compressor should start working. Release is also a time-based tool that determines how long the compressor should stay in effect before it goes back to its original level. Knee determines how hard or how soft the compressor should start working. So if I select hard knee, when the signal reaches threshold point, the compressor just starts acting right away. And when I select soft knee, can you see there is a difference in the curve now? So when it reaches when the signal reaches minus 18 dB, the threshold point, the compressor starts working gradually. Okay, the last control is output or makeup gain. Okay, if I speak into the microphone, you can see that at minus 18 dB the compressor starts working, but there is a reduction in gain to the overall signal. Now, in order to compensate that reduction, we use makeup gain or output gain, because if we don't use that, then the overall signal or the sound will be low. We have explained in simplest words what a compressor is and why we use it and what is the purpose of it, and hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll leave some notes on this video as well, so you guys can do some research if you want to do some research on compressor. Thank you. Bye bye.